we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you a special presentation of
Two Nerds, a podcast. Your home for everything movies, music, video games, and everything in between. With your hosts, Bunny the Bruiser, and Dynamite Jared Latching.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another enthralling episode of Two Nerds, a podcast. I'm Bunny the Bruiser!
And I'm Dynamite Jared.
How you doing, man? My voice cracked a little bit there.
Yours did?
A little bit. I think so. That's all right.
It's hard to tell with you. You have such a
high-pitched voice at times.
unmasculine voice.
I've got quite the range.
Speaking of range, I think I saw Mrs. Trident at Flying J today.
Yeah?
Not that anyone knows who that is.
I'm sure a couple people might know who that is.
There's a couple people.
That is. I saw her today as well. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about.
At work. You saw her. I guess I saw her at work.
You saw her at your work. I saw her at my work.
What a coinky dink.
Yeah. But we've got a pretty exciting show for you guys today. A very wide range of topics, as per usual.
Oh, by the way, this isn't written down, but I'm going to have to break kayfabe here for a second.
Okay.
I found on YouTube another podcast called Two Nerds.
There's like a billion.
Okay.
I think we discussed this when we first decided the name, because this was over a year
There was
ago.
one that didn't even really...
But we're the only ones that's called Two Nerds, a podcast.
Okay. There was one that I saw, because I looked up Two Nerds because I was trying to listen to our last episode or look at the comments.
Which you can find at my YouTube channel, YouTube user Buddy Candela. Subscribe, like, share, tell your friends.
Tons of great content there. And then my YouTube channel, which I think is Dynamite Jared now.
Yeah, it's in the description of this video, so just go and click it.
Tons of non-existent content.
No, there's some great content on there, man.
Fantastic content.
Speaking of fantastic content, by the way, if you guys didn't listen to last week's episode or had to stop midway through, we have officially started production on Lost on VHS again.
Mediocre content.
Yeah, mediocre content. But as many of you guys know, October is a very busy time on our channel, so you're going to be getting a lot of spooky related content.
Nothing on my channel.
Nothing on yours.
But stuff on my blog.
Yeah.
So
which will also be in the description of all of our
I wish I had
October.
time. If I break my legs before October and get disability from the government, I can do VHS reviews
and just horror reviews.
I could just do my horror reviews because I could just whatever.
Speaking of...
Anyways, the one that I found was, about writing. This guy was just, did a whole podcast about writing.
Really?
Yeah, it was... I couldn't bear it.
Yeah?
I think we
are the superior Two Nerds.
I think we are the superior Two Nerds. Anyways, do we have any comments from last week's episode?
So last week we're going to go over a couple of the comments on our It review.
Thank you guys for commenting, liking, and subscribing.
Yeah, and we're also going to talk a little bit more about Pennywise and some of the recent things that have been on the internet.
Smash that like button.
Yeah. And one thing I didn't mention from our review, and I don't even know if you remember this part, so mini spoiler alert from the movie. Do you remember when they're throwing rocks at each other, that whole scene, and it goes slow-mo for 2 seconds, and one of the bullies is like, "Fuck you!" And extreme close-ups on his face, all ridiculous.
I remember that.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, and I remember that they were playing Anthrax's cover of Antisocial when they...
Well, the kid had an Anthrax shirt earlier in the film, didn't he?
They had an Anthrax shirt, and during that fight, he was wearing a
Metallica Metal Up
Your Ass shirt.
So Kid has some good musical taste, I guess.
It was a good soundtrack for that movie. Yeah. I don't know if I mentioned that last week or not.
I don't know if you did. It did have a good... We were dancing... Well, did you tell the thing about your girlfriend last time on the show? How she jumps?
I think I did, but I mean... I think that there might be a comment related to that.
All right, so we'll start with a comment from Harry Thomas Pictures, where he says, "Terrific podcast, buddy. This movie was a masterful horror movie and easily one of the best Stephen King movies, along with Carrey in 1976. Pennywise is the clown version of Freddy Krueger, lol. Have an awesome day."
Okay, so you're forgetting Misery. You're forgetting The Shining, but I guess that as a Stephen King adaptation, it kind of fails because but as a movie itself,
is a fantastic movie.
It's a great movie.
And my favorite Stephen King adaptation, as well as one of my top 10 favorite movies, Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that there's a couple other ones that even I'm forgetting right now.
Yeah. But as far as horror movies, I mean, yeah, it was.
Misery's a horror movie.
No, I'm saying like it was exceeded my expectations and it was good.
It was good.
No,
it's up there. It's up there with the best, though. You're right about that. You just forgot a couple.
Yeah.
Misery was amazing. Did you see Kathy Bates' new TV show that's on Netflix?
No, I didn't.
It's coming on Netflix, and it's about like she runs like a weed dispensary.
Oh,
okay. It looks fucking terrible.
Wasn't there already a Netflix show like just called Weeds, or was that Netflix or HBO or something?
I think it was HBO, and it wasn't about a weed dispensary. It was about a mom that was a drug dealer, a weed dealer.
Yeah.
A marijuana dealer.
But anyway, we just have a couple comments. It's like, great episode, keep it up. Oh my god, that looks scary.
There, that one. Oh my god, that looks scary. You know what? Who left that comment?
Bronzing Geek.
Bronzing Geek. It was scary. So scary, in fact, that my girlfriend Miria jumped in terror during one particular scene where Beverly Marsh turns around and Pennywise is just standing right there. My god, the whole theater saw it. She just fucking almost fell out of her seat. She was so terrified. It was...
And I think the sad thing is that shot was in the trailer, which your girlfriend saw, but was still petrified when this happened in the film.
It wasn't sad. The scene was just so fucking horrifying that regardless of if she had seen it before, it would get her every time because it was just so terrifying.
Yeah. No star reviews. And this is not only in reference to it, but some of the other movies we were talking about. He says, get Movie Pass and you can see Bad Moms Christmas all you want. As far as WWE commenting teams without JBL, I just have to say, let Graves do it all. Favorite TV couple has to go with Jim and Pam from The Office, followed by Sawyer and anyone Jack wanted to get it on with on Lost. Best WWE couple, KO and Jericho.
I agree with the Jericho.
Jericho, yes.
There. You're missing the whole point of Bad Moms Christmas, okay? Like, we don't want to see it, but we'll go see it if we raise enough money in our crowdfunding page, which will be up soon.
Will be up momentarily.
It will be up close to the release date of Bad Moms Christmas.
Yeah. So, getting back to it a little bit.
Thank you guys for commenting.
Yeah, thanks for commenting. Keep it up.
Keep it up. Yeah, keep commenting. We'll ask stuff during the show, and if you make it far enough into the show, you can leave your comment and let us know your thoughts. We thank you guys for listening every week. And leaving your comments and smashing that like button and being subscribed to the channel, of course. And thank you guys. It means a lot.
So tell us
all 30 of you.
Tell us about what's trending on Twitter with Pennywise.
All right, so we have a meme going on with Pennywise to stay on the subject.
Well, really, there's two big memes that are going on right now. I'll let you talk about the one on Twitter first.
One of the big memes that I'd seen, I haven't seen the other one, but I think I know what it involves now that you said the dancing.
Yes.
The big one involves the famous sewer drain scene with Georgie and Pennywise. And so the big meme is, what would Pennywise have to say to you to get you down into the storm drain? And so some of the tweets here are, your exam scores don't matter down here. Okay?
All right, okay. I can see a student maybe going...
Okay, and you know what? It's true, too. Because once you're down there and you start floating, your exam scores aren't going to be a fuck.
Yeah.
Honestly, because you'll float. I can cancel your remaining student loan balance down here.
I will guaranteed go in that fucking store right now. I'm telling you that right now.
And honestly, if you're floating, do your parents have to cover your remaining balance? Or does the school just drop it?
I'm pretty sure the school could just... I'm sure you could get some sort of loan forgiveness if you are in a
state of floatness.
Suspended animation. Is that what
or you're dead, basically, except unless you're Beverly Marsh.
Yes. Speaking of which, I will clarify on that scene a little. People were asking about this orgy scene that I was talking about from the book.
Hold on. We'll get to that
Okay.
right there.
All right.
I mean...
Oh, I didn't even think of... Oh, I'll bring that up. I'll bring that up.
I already thought of that, but anyway.
All right.
Okay, so back to things Pennywise could say to convince you to go.
Yes.
$400 per month, including bills.
No.
That's not bad. And as you see later in the film, his sewer network is pretty large. So $400 a month, plus, that's including bills.
Yeah.
I pay $300 a month right now, plus bills. So that would just be $100 in bills, basically, which is pretty
but you don't have to live in sewer water, fecal matter everywhere.
Okay. I have the ability for you to make eye contact with a girl for more than 1 second down here.
Damn.
Okay. Free food.
Would you really want to eat food out of a sewer?
No, that's not a good one, Tristan Tyrell.
Fuck you.
I can bring back One Direction. I can bring One Direction back together.
It is tempting.
Okay. A guy said... No, wait. I think that's a girl with...
Alyssa.
With a guy
As a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got that new Drake project down here. It's probably terrible.
I think I would do a solid pass on that.
Yeah. Let's see here. I have the Carly Rae Jepsen album.
Aldo Pryor would be in that sewer immediately.
Okay.
I'm telling you that right now. He'd dive head first.
There's no Wi-Fi in the sewer? What's
the point?
I don't think that Sam Montgomery got the point
I don't think she understood the question.
I was Emma Stone before Emma Stone was a thing. Co-author of Stats Canada, Satire on a National Scale, and 150 Years of Stats Canada. This sounds like a terrible profile that has nearly 6,000 followers.
They're probably paid subscribers. I mean, followers.
I read your Medium piece, and, it really spoke to me.
What does that even mean?
The Chainsmokers stopped making music.
Well, I mean, I don't listen to mainstream radio, so I wouldn't really care. That said, Young Bay. I thought it said the Young Bucks.
All right, Chance the Rapper says, "I got Tricks yogurt."
I'm saying
that's a good one. Chance understands the meme. Doesn't seem like other people understood it that much. You're not allowed to.
That's a good one.
Oh, that's really fucking good. Jerry McBride. Good one. That's nice.
And that's it.
And that's it. What could he say to you?
Student loans was good. I don't know.
I'd say I'll subscribe to your channel if you come down here.
For one subscriber, though? I don't know.
Pennywise is a pretty substantial, a high-profile subscriber. We could possibly get him on the show. That would be...
If Pennywise can come on the podcast...
I'll come on to your podcast if you come down here.
Sure, that sounds good for me.
We're down there, and we're floating.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the other meme?
The other meme is... I'm surprised you haven't seen this right now, but people are taking the scene in It when he's doing the little jig in the sewer with his...
Which I liked because he finally danced.
Yes.
Which is Pennywise the dancing clown,
Yes.
and that's his gimmick, and he never dances.
And basically in the film it's just some creepy carnival music, but basically people are putting it to any song. So I've seen Hips Don't Lie, I've seen basically every mainstream radio song. But what song do you guys want to see? I will edit Pennywise into any song you want.
If you smash that like button on it, if you promise to smash the like button, Ace of Spades, maybe.
I can see it. Goes to the beat.
Ace of Spades. Okay. R.I.P.
But yeah, that's the big one that's going through. But yeah, another big thing that's been circling the news these days is Jim Carrey. Have you seen the news clip of Jim Carrey going at the fucking fashion show?
I've seen like the video of it, but I have not listened to the audio. I just saw him like circling around the interview.
Okay, well, if for those of you that haven't heard it yet, I will actually splice it in for you guys right now.
Hey, Jim Carrey. Yes.
What?
I've covered a lot of fashion weeks. This is the first time I've run into Jim Carrey. Wait, tell me, is it true you're wandering the streets? You need a date to the party? What's up?
No. I'm doing just fine. I just, there's no meaning to any of this. So I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join, and here I am.
They're
I
celebrating.
mean, you got to admit it's completely meaningless.
Well, they say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating
Do you believe in
icons. Boy, that is just the absolute lowest aiming, possibility that we could come up with. It's like icons. Do you believe in icons? I don't believe in personalities. I don't believe that you exist, but there is a wonderful fragrance in the air.
You don't believe certain icons have the power to make change, to think differently, to be bold, to inspire others? Artistry? You're one of them.
On the good foot. Ha! Yeah. You shut it down now. Yeah, no, I don't believe in icons. I don't believe in personalities. I believe that peace lies beyond personality, beyond invention and disguise, beyond the red S that you wear on your chest that makes bullets bounce off. I believe that it's deeper than that. I believe we're a field of energy dancing for itself. And I don't care.
But Jim, you got really dressed up for the occasion. You look good.
No, I didn't.
Was that an
get dressed
accident?
up. I didn't get dressed up.
Who did?
There is no me.
There's no you.
No.
We're not here. This is a dream?
There's just things happening.
Okay, so old Jimmy, he explained this in a more recent interview. He explained his interview here. He says, as an actor, you play characters, and if you go deep enough into those characters, you realize your own character is pretty thin to begin with. You suddenly have this separation and go, who's Jim Carrey? Oh, he doesn't exist, actually. There's just a relative manifestation of consciousness appearing, and someone gave him a name, a religion, a nationality, and he clustered those together into something that's supposed to be a personality, and it doesn't actually exist. None of that stuff, if you drill it down, is real.
So, are these wise words, or do you think he's nuts?
This is deep, man. This is
pretty,
deep.
this is pretty deep
it's
stuff.
pretty fucking deep. I don't think Jim Carrey's nuts.
No.
I think that he may even be method acting right now.
It's possible.
Or he's just being Jim Carrey. I know that.
I just think he's fucking around. This is the main, he's just trying to get a rise, maybe. Or...
Well, he's got a new show coming out. But that's a comedy.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that shows me that he's working on a comedy. So he's working on stuff that he's familiar with, and that's Jim Carrey. He's a comedian. I saw a video of him painting.
Yeah, that's his big thing now. There was a whole documentary about it as well.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I don't think Jim Carrey's nuts. I don't think it's a big deal that everyone's making it a big deal that he's fucking losing it or something. Who knows what Jim Carrey's doing? He's fucking a wacky guy.
Yeah,
he's always been a wacky guy.
A goofball. Yeah.
So I mean,
and I like some of his movies, but I've never been a big Jim Carrey fan. But
Does he really have a movie that's really fucking that's Jim Carrey's fucking best work?
No, he kind of plays the same thing in most of his shit. But I've always thought as a person he was cool. But
yeah,
I never.
Jim Carrey's always been a guy. I think he had some controversy.
Oh, I'm sure he has.
Once, but...
And actually, I was telling you about this the other day, but I never finished. Did you hear about when he passed through Conneaut, Ohio? Which, for those of you that don't know, is 10 minutes from where we are right now.
I heard it when you told me.
Okay, but basically, what happened is Jim Carrey was passing through Conneaut, Ohio somehow. And basically his car broke down because it overheated and it was steaming and all this shit. And I guess the car behind him stopped and was hey, do you need help? And he was yeah, I'm just passing through. I don't know what's going on. And then so this guy called his brother who picked up Jim Carrey's car, fixed it for him, towed it for him completely for free. And these guys like brought Jim Carrey to lunch and they just like talked and hung out like all day. And I guess these guys didn't know who Jim Carrey was and they were just treating him like a normal dude. And he was like so happy that places in America like this still exist that he said when he retires he wants to move to Conneaut.
Well, I assure you, Mr. Carey, that those were a very rare instance and that most people in Conneaut know who you are. But that was obviously, I can understand that would be really refreshing for him.
Because he was basically saying, like, in LA or, like, anywhere you go, like, people wouldn't genuinely be nice to you, like, out of absolutely nowhere. At least from where he's from, I guess. But
I'd be nice to Jim Carrey for no fucking reason. Like, not just because he's Jim Carrey, but if his car was broken down, I'd help him out. I wouldn't fix his car for fucking free. That's just, you know.
Well, I don't think they really had to do much. He just kind of, like, towed... Because, like, his brother towed it. So, like, they were just like, oh, well, I'll take it to my house, see what's up, and then they fixed it. It's not like they had to do extensive shit with it. But did you... This kind of goes... Have you ever heard the Stone Cold podcast when he was talking about how his truck broke down on the side of the road? And he was there for like a couple hours trying to change this tire. And then a cop just kind of like pulls up and just like stares at him for a minute. And then like squints at him. And he's like, 316, what's happening?
Oh, it's probably so fucking annoying. I would have stuttered that guy right there. So, buddy.
But anyway.
Jim Carrey has a new show coming out called Kidding on Showtime, where he plays a disgruntled children's television show host named Mr. Pickles.
Okay.
So we have that to look forward to, and we can see what kind of
see what comes from that.
what material that is. But buddy, it's finally happening. The moment that we've all been waiting for.
Ever since we were children.
That's right. And it's a little late now, but better late than never. The Die Hard children's book.
And it's a Christmas... It's finally acknowledging that Die Hard is the ultimate Christmas story.
Yes.
And it's about time. Better late than never, as you did say.
This is fantastic news for all the children in the world that they finally get to join John McClane in a kid-friendly adaptation.
I don't think it's kid-friendly. I think it's the same story, just written for children.
Yeah, a kid-friendly version of...
Well, kid-friendly artwork, I think.
Kid-friendly artwork with John McClane's adventures through Nakatomi Plaza. It's more of a giant building than it is a plaza, don't you think?
Yeah, it's more like a skyscraper kind of thing. Wouldn't call it a plaza.
But you'll meet the colorful characters such as John McClane, Hans Gruber, and
what's the
Urkel's dad.
Yeah.
Well, not even really Urkel's dad, but the girl that Urkel likes is dad.
Yeah. What is his? Fuck.
He's dead now.
Everyone's dead now. Fuck. That's gonna bot. Never mind. Just keep going.
All right. So pick up the Die Hard children's book.
I will be reading it to my kids on Christmas Eve.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Yes.
So, buddy, tell me about these Mario nipples.
So the internet's going fucking nuts over Mario's nipples.
Can I see his nipples?
I mean, that's all there is to say. Yeah, I will pull up Mario's nipples.
Yeah, I'd like to see these nipples.
And for those of you...
Are they like pepperoni nipples, or how's he looking? Whose nipples would you compare them to?
I mean, it's the first Nintendo nipples I think I've seen. So I don't know what to compare it to.
Link has never been shirtless? I swear to God, Link's been shirtless.
But have they shown his nipples?
Interesting.
I'm trying... Okay. And the thing is, in this photo, as you guys see, I'm sure you've seen it by now.
You can just put it up in the video.
Well, it'll be in the thumbnail, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So those are Mario's nipples.
Let me see here. Let me get a close look here. Just really want to examine these.
And the title of the article says that it's spreading pandemonium.
Why is it spreading pandemonium?
Because people apparently didn't know Mario has nipples.
Is this footage from...
It's from Mario Odyssey.
Mario Odyssey.
So basically what they did is they released 2 screenshots from Mario Odyssey. One of Mario in this sort of ice snowy world, which we'd see in most Mario games, but he's wearing like a parka and like a scarf and shit, I think. And then one of Mario on the beach wearing a swimsuit and showing his breasticles.
Yes. He's not very defined.
No,
here.
he's not. Well, I mean, he's a
Where's his
middle-aged
chest hair?
Italian. He must do some
Well, no,
manscaping.
For a middle-aged man though, it's not. You don't see any wrinkling here. He appears to have the body of a child.
Yes.
So,
But there are a lot of...
your argument is not relevant here. Let's see here. Look, is that Link right there?
Oh, he is shirtless in Breath of the Wild, and you can make it so he's not even wearing a shirt if you want to.
And do you see his nipples?
I can't recall. I mean, probably. Basically,
If
what
you know,
I
let
want,
us know in the comments. If you
what
can see
I
Link's
want to know
nipples in
about
Breath of the Wild.
the thing that I'm worrying about in this image is not his nipples, but Mario's hair and mustache are finally the same color. In the past,
Were they not the same?
His-
His mustache was black and his hair was brown.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
so now he's finally uniform.
So is this even really Mario? Or is this some sort
I don't know.
Is this Pennywise?
Could be Pennywise. But yeah, any thoughts or comments on Nintendo officially giving Mario nipples?
What do you think of Mario's nipples?
I don't give a fuck about Mario's nipples.
I'd like for them to be a little bit more like high def. You know what I mean? Because those are just little spots that we're seeing there. I'd like to really work the camera so we can get up there and see just like a little bit of nipple hair, maybe. You know, just like all the nipple-ish features of nipples.
Yeah.
Will they be erect at any point in the game? You know, this is a current gen game.
Yeah, I
So
don't know.
I'd really like the textures to be right on the nipples. If Mario is going to show his nipples, I'd really like it to be as accurate
as possible.
Yeah.
But Mario, like when you play the game or like if you've seen any of the promotional stuff, there's Mario who looks like Mario, but then there's people in the game that look like super realistic people.
Yeah, and Mario doesn't even really come up to their knees barely.
Well, there was a whole theory about that, and we'll know more when the game comes out. But basically, the channel Game Theory presented a theory that everyone in the real world is actually mutated by Donkey Kong's bananas. And I don't know if you seem very confused.
In the real world?
Well,
so
yes.
they're mutated and they look normal?
No, they're huge. Is basically what they're saying. And Mario's normal size. And they're saying everyone else is...
No, there's more.
Well, can I explain the theory to you briefly?
I think that Mario's just a fucking midget.
All right, I'll
Is
explain.
that term like fair to use?
I don't know. But basically, so I'll just explain the theory briefly, and there's a full like 20-minute video on Game Theory about this that came out like 4 or 5 months ago. But basically, like in the town, all the restaurants, and like this is confirmed from the trailer, like the restaurants are named after stuff in the Donkey Kong universe. Like I think Tiny Kong has like a bar, and like there's a banana stand restaurant. And basically they're saying that these are Donkey Kong's magic bananas that made all the bosses from the Donkey Kong Country games huge. Because when you get to the end of the level, basically you see a giant version of an enemy you faced, like the giant bee or the giant bird and stuff like that. So they're saying that these people are huge because they've been eating those bananas. And Mario's normal size.
There's more to it than just being huge. They look like normal people. They look real. There's more to Mario than him just being really fucking short.
Well, yeah, he looks
In case you
like
notice, he
animation.
looks like a fucking cartoon character,
Yes.
while these people look real.
Which is true.
So, I mean...
But I don't know. There's an entire video about it. If you guys are interested in that, go watch that. But I was just bringing it up because it was
You
relevant.
tagged me in a video also
Another
regarding
Mario. Mario 64 with 64 players.
I thought it was 24 players.
Was it 24? I thought it was 60. Well, regardless, it's a lot of
If it's
fucking...
64 players still. This looks crazy.
What?
If you
I'll pull it up right now just to confirm how many players there were.
So basically, it's an online version of Mario 64
It is a 24 player
where
version.
you can play a game up to 24 players with basically all of the characters in the Mario universe. Now it looks like there's not 24 characters that they could
It's just
go
it's
with.
just repeated.
They could but you could be
Waluigi.
You could be Waluigi. That's what fucking matters here. You can finally be Waluigi in Super Mario 64. That's what people have wanted for a long time.
I guess.
What do you mean?
I know that's
yes,
what,
this is what
I know that's what some people have
Look,
wanted.
even the video specifically mentioned
That
Waluigi was in there.
That is true.
People have been demanding this. Super Waluigi World, Nintendo, it's time to make it.
He has never been in a canon Mario game.
Put him in a new Super Mario Brothers game.
I mean, yeah,
what's the harm in that? What's the harm in putting Waluigi as a playable character in that instead
not
of
even
doing
not even a playable, just in it. He's not featured in any main.
I want
canon
him to be
games.
playable. Okay?
Well, yeah, he could. Playable is
What's
obviously
the
ideal.
harm? Okay, because Wario's not even in these fucking Wario's been in canon Mario games. We know
Yeah,
that.
a few of them. Yeah.
But he's not even in new Super Mario Brothers.
Correct.
Their character selection in New Super Mario Brothers is garbage. It's like the worst part of the game because otherwise the games are phenomenal.
Well,
Those are
really,
great
isn't
games.
it just Mario, Luigi, Toad, and Peach? Is
No,
that it?
it's Mario, Luigi, Toad, and Toad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's like two different colors of Toad.
Okay. Oh, I'm thinking of Super Mario 3D World when you beat
Okay.
the game and you unlock
Well,
all the characters.
Yeah, and New Super Mario Brothers and I'm assuming New Super Mario Brothers U. It's Mario, Luigi, Toad, and Toad.
And it's not even the red Toad, is it? It's like a yellow and a blue one. It's not
something
even. It's not
stupid.
even the real Toad.
Look, man, let us select characters. It wouldn't be that hard of a feature to incorporate. Waluigi, Wario, Yoshi. Well, Yoshi's part of the gameplay. I think you hatch the eggs and ride
Yeah.
Yoshis. So, okay, that one's understandable. But you got Wario, Waluigi, Peach. Maybe you're trying to rescue Peach in these games.
Yeah.
I don't know. But what about Daisy? Okay, she's not getting fucking...
She's not doing anything.
You know, I mean, we got the whole Mario poster over there.
Yeah.
Of
characters you could
characters you could
You know
use.
what would be kind of interesting that I just thought of?
Donkey Kong. Throw fucking Donkey Kong
that's what
in there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, did you ever play the game Sonic Heroes? Are you familiar with it at all?
I'm familiar with it. I didn't
So
play
basically,
it.
like in that one, you can choose between 4 different story modes. There's like hero mode, where you're you're Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. And then there's like evil mode, where you're Shadow, Rouge, and a robot. There's another.
Is Shadow even evil?
No, well, it's called like dark mode. It's
Okay.
like the anti-hero mode. And then there's like 2 others where you play as like 3 other characters. Like there's cute, I don't know what it's actually called, like cute mode. And then there's one where you're playing like as Team Chaotix with like all the people from those games.
Okay.
But it would be cool to see like a Mario game where you can play as the anti-heroes. Like you can play as Waluigi and Wario or something like that.
That would be great. Or just have a game where they're there and
Yeah.
you can play as them because, man, Waluigi deserves his own game.
Yeah. Wario has had many games.
He hasn't had any in a while though, has he?
Well, I mean, he is in charge of the whole WarioWare franchise, but the last time he had like a high profile game was like Wario World on GameCube, I think. And he's also had
They had a Wario World on GameCube?
Yeah.
I remember Wario World on Game Boy.
that was Wario Land, my friend.
Oh,
There were
okay.
like 4 Wario Lands, and then there was Wario World on GameCube. Or I could have those mixed up, but I'm pretty sure it was Wario Land and then Wario World.
Okay.
But either way, no Waluigi World anytime soon. Nintendo, hire us, we'll make it.
Yeah, I would say it's not that. I can't imagine it's that hard to program a fucking Mario game. Like we could literally just take the engine they already have in place for new Super Mario
And just
Brothers
stretch,
and just put Wario.
stretch Mario out a little bit.
I mean,
the
you can
character model.
stretch Luigi out since it's Waluigi.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Okay, so then you have to adjust the mustache and all that shit. I mean, if Nintendo hires us to make such a project, I'm sure they would give us a budget large enough that we could have actual game like graphics people to work underneath of us.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, we would just be the Imagineers.
We'd be
behind
like the
game.
head designers, basically. Like we have the ideas.
and then
You
they
commit
they
them
ma-
to
they
the
make it
game.
work. Yeah.
We're the directors, basically. Yeah. Okay, so
So we were talking about nipples earlier, and as you guys know, it is
Sextember. I could have said that sexier. I
to
think.
say it a little sexier.
All right, hold on. Cue me again.
We were talking about Mario's voluptuous breasts earlier. Fucking, I fucked that up. We were talking about
earlier.
We were talking about Mario's titties. And as you know, it is
Sextember. Cue the sexy music. Have we had sexy music in the past episodes?
Yes.
Okay, good. I can't listen that far into our podcast. It's trash. So, guys, it's Sextember, as you all know, and hopefully you've been having lots of sex because it's just that time of year. It's just steamy, sexual. It's in the air, man. You can feel it in the air. It's Sextember. And last week we did a poll, which character couple would have the kinkiest, nastiest, wildest sex. And we pitted Vegeta and Bulma against Shrek and Fiona. And I think that a guy that could destroy a planet without even really trying is probably capable of freakier sex than Shrek. But
Well, the thing is, we've seen Shrek have sex before. Just not. It was non-canon, albeit. Well, I'm pretty sure there's been some.
The Shrek is Love
Yes.
video?
But I'm pretty sure there's been Vegeta porn out there. I haven't seen it. But I have seen Shrek.
We're talking canon Vegeta
Yes.
sex, and this week maybe that's a possibility in the poll because we're talking movies
And which movies
could use a sex scene. And I'm gonna come out right out and say it. From earlier,
It could have
used a sex scene because in the book, fucking whatever.
So I'll explain it a little. So basically, what
in the
happened?
book, she fucks Beverly Marsh fucks everyone in the Losers Club.
Yes. After they vanquish Pennywise as kids, they see it as the end of their kidhood, and it's time to pass into adulthood. So they
Which is something that doesn't.
So Beverly gets on the ground and spreads her legs for each of the members of the Losers Club, and they take turns banging.
That's not something that.
That's not something I would like to see.
That's not something that I don't think the junior high kids do that, do they?
No.
I'm sure
some have.
I'm sure they've had sex. I don't think that they run a train on anyone.
I don't believe so. Again, I'm sure there's some isolated incidents out there.
Regardless, if you want your It adaptations to be faithful to Stephen King's original source material, you need the Losers Club running a train on Beverly Marsh.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's not a perfect adaptation.
It's not perfect.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of a movie that's very depressing, and maybe a sex scene can help lighten things up a little bit, because maybe you don't want to be sad all the time. So I'm thinking, I don't know, let's say Auschwitz. And so this is the 40s, in the critically acclaimed Steven Spielberg film Schindler's List. So let's say the movie's about 3 hours long.
Okay, yeah.
3.5.
It's too long to not have a sex scene.
So let's say 2 hours in, the movie just kind of fades out. It says intermission. There's a big old sex scene. Liven the crowd up a little bit. Then after maybe 5 minutes, picture fades back up, and we're back on with Schindler's List.
So you're just saying throw just a random non-related sex scene in there as an intermission.
Sure.
You don't want to write some sort of.
Do you want to see Hitler and his? Oh, I forget. Her name is escaping me, but his lady friend to have sex.
Kinda.
Okay, so let's put that into Schindler's List.
All right, there. Okay.
I was trying not to be disrespectful to the art, but simply add some in the middle. But the work stays intact.
Listen, man, I'm a fan of really unique sex scenes, and I feel like Hitler just being involved in a sex scene is unique.
Sure.
Speaking of unique, let's go back to Stephen King. Don't you think Misery could have used a sex
I
scene?
was seriously thinking of Misery.
Don't you think Misery could have used a fucking sex scene in it?
I think it'd be more of a rape scene.
Well,
but
listen, Kathy Bates is obsessed with this guy. Like, don't you think she'd want to, you know,
Well,
fuck him?
I mean, she broke his leg. Well, she didn't break he was already damaged, but what did she, like, did the hammer thing to make it worse? I can't remember.
He was already injured, but she fucking, like, basically crippled him with the hammer. Yeah.
Yeah, so I can imagine her just climbing on top after that.
Yeah.
Going to town.
Yeah, so that would add some disturbing imagery to that movie.
Yeah.
Which would be effective in
know what
creating fear in
You know
the
what else would be
audience.
effective? Showing some animal instinct and some sex. And I'm telling you right now that the Disney animated classic Tarzan could have a great sex scene with Tarzan and Jane, and Tarzan's just going apeshit. No pun intended.
Oh, man, you know what? I think that all Disney movies could use a sex scene in them.
Beauty and the Beast.
Dude, Toy Story would make a hell of a sex scene.
True.
Woody and freaking what's her face?
Bo Peep.
Sure, Bo Peep. What about the other cowgirl?
Oh, Jane.
Yeah.
She's
Isn't
hot
she-
for Buzz.
Oh yeah, that's
she likes
right.
Buzz,
With the
man.
Buzz in her, man. That would be cool.
I could see it.
That would be hot.
I guess. Not too hot. You don't want to melt the plastic.
Okay. What about like? Here's a realistic sex scene for Toy Story. In Toy Story
Would it be
3,
called? Would it be called Sex Toy Story? I'm pretty sure that's a porno.
We'll get to that sometime.
Sometime.
But seriously though, when in Toy Story 3, Andy's getting a little bit older, right?
Yeah, he's
Is
going
it
off
so
to college.
illogical to believe that, you know, these toys are out in his room and suddenly Andy brings a girl home and he's just fucking going to town on her. And these toys are like
Well, what the hell is going on?
they're just like watching in horror, but they're like also have to like remain in, you know, an animate state. I'm just saying that's really realistic. Plot.
It's turning into a dark comedy.
Yeah, so I mean, and it would be appropriate because, let's face it, the kids that grew up on Toy Story, they're adults now, and they understand this is kind of the thing. That's what the ending of Toy Story was so sad, is because
they're
you
gonna fuck
relate,
it up.
you relate to it because Andy had to give away the toys, you know, because he's getting older, he's going off to college, and you just, it's the end of his youth, basically, and you know, the
Passing the
adults
torch.
watching this kind of feel that, and it's sad. But the adults also understand sex,
Yes.
and so that should have been incorporated into.
Speaking of which, those movies came out at like the perfect time because their key demographic was around the same age as Andy when each of the movies came out.
I was a
that's
little
besides-
bit older than Andy.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I was still young enough to enjoy Toy Story when it came out. All right. How about? Oh, do you have one? Because
No.
I said Toy Story.
No, go ahead.
You don't have anyone?
Not off the. I gotta think.
What about
for
B movie?
B movie could have a hell of a sex. Oh my god! You're telling me you don't want to see Jerry Seinfeld's stinger go into that pussy, bro?
I didn't say that I didn't want to see that. I'm saying that I do want to see that.
That would be an incredible sex scene.
Well, you know, that may or may not be my pick. Vegeta and Bulma could get it on in any of the Dragon Ball
Any
Z
of them,
movies
yeah.
that he's in. That Vegeta's in, because he's not featured in the first like 5 or 6. of them.
He's in a couple. Later on, he's in most.
He's
of
in
them.
all of the like the later ones, but like Dead Zone, Tree of Might,
Any of the ones where he was still
World's
100%
World's
evil.
Strongest, the first Cooler movie, and Lord Slug. He's not in. I think, and then he makes his debut in Return of Cooler, and then he's in
He's in BoJack. He's in.
He's in
fucking-
basically every one after that, except I don't believe he's in the second Broly. I don't believe he's
second-
in the second or third Broly movie.
because those are mainly around Trunks and Goten.
Yeah,
So-
and Gohan
Yeah,
is.
adult Gohan.
Yeah, I don't know if Gohan's in. Oh god, the third
It's so bad.
Bio Broly is so fucking terrible. It's one of the worst
I
movies
think-
ever.
That's the worst Dragon Ball movie by far. Out of all, like Dragon Ball, GT, everything, that's the worst one.
That's right. Dragon Ball GT did have a movie, didn't it?
Yeah.
Lord help us. But, anyways, do you have a pick?
B movie's so good.
How about the Super Mario Brothers movie? That could have used a sex scene.
Could have used a sex scene.
I mean, that was a terrible movie. It could have really spiced up. It really could have been spiced up.
What are
with a
some
sex
other
scene.
bad movies that could have used a sex scene?
You know, a lot of bad movies really incorporate the sex to try and save themselves. Like The Room.
Yeah.
Or, you know, like a lot of slasher movies do that. God. Bucket List?
Oh.
Hey, man, that's reasonable. It's so hard to believe that Morgan Freeman or Jack Nicholson would have sex with a really hot girl on one of their bucket lists.
Does Driving Miss Daisy have a sex scene?
I don't fucking know. Citizen Kane really could have used a sex scene, man.
Yeah. I concur.
For all this good cinematography and all this shit that's going on in Citizen Kane, there's no sex scene. Is there?
I don't believe. No.
It's too old to have a sex scene.
Yeah.
Okay. How about Kong Skull Island?
I haven't seen it.
We're talking about a giant fucking beast here. We
Any
don't
of the
see his
Kongs.
dick at all in it. I mean, come on, dude. There's other giant monsters in these and dinosaurs and shit like this. You're telling me King Kong, a raging fucking giant mammal, isn't gonna fuck one of these things?
I could see him fucking one of those T-Rexes.
We got King Kong versus Godzilla coming up, and
the question is,
there needs to be a sex scene in that. Will King Kong and Godzilla bury the hatchet and just fuck each other?
King Kong versus Godzilla is a good pick. like the whole one.
Well, there's that shot in Godzilla Raids Again, where him and Anguirus are going at it over that fucking shrine or whatever.
And they just look like toys.
And the Godzilla looks like he's just getting him from behind.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, Death Note, not the new one because I haven't seen it. Probably does have a sex scene in it for all I know.
Very well could have a sex
But
scene.
the original Japanese adaptions, those really could have used a sex scene in it. I mean, you're telling me Light Yagami has this fucking super hot like model chick that's like obsessed with him and totally in love with him, and he doesn't fuck her even once? Come on, man. Come on. Come on. Do it. Predator could have used a sex scene.
I was gonna say a Batman movie could use a sex scene, but we have seen it, although brief. In The Killing Joke, we see the top come off.
Oh yeah.
But we could have gone for the whole scene.
Well, that's an animated movie. I mean, let's face it, man. Michael Keaton could have got busy with Cat. Well, they make out.
Yeah, but we never see past that. They could have very well had sex. Same with Christian Bale and what's the actress, Anne Hathaway?
Yeah. George Clooney, man, could have freaking
Banged Alfred's niece.
yeah, Batgirl like he does in Killing Joke. Which is not the real Batgirl though,
No.
because Batgirl's Commissioner Gordon's daughter, not.
Well, Batman and Robin wasn't exactly the most faithful kind of thing. But
Could
regardless,
Poison Ivy have had sex with someone?
her and Bane could have gone at it,
Yeah.
I guess.
Oh man.
Her and Arnold would have been a hell of a sex scene.
Oh, that would have been great.
It's like, what condoms do I use? Trojan ice or something like that.
Damn it! That's too perfect. Oh God, do we have any movie posters in here? Force Awakens. Do you think that could have used a sex scene, or do you think that's good on its own?
I mean, a sex scene can make any good movie better. Does Citizen Toxie have a sex scene?
Probably. I know Toxic Avenger has a sex scene.
Nosferatu could have used a good sex scene.
Oh,
I'm
Nosferatu's
telling you.
pacing is terrible. It really could have used the sex scene to spice things up in there. no insult to Nosferatu on that, but I mean the pacing's terrible.
Well, I don't know what you can. What about your shirt here? We got some movies on here.
I'm sure that 90% of these have sex scenes in them.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, literally on the other side of my shirt, there's tits. That I can just fold my shirt up and
Damn.
there's just tits there. So
I wish all of you at home could have seen what I just saw, but
Oh man, we don't have any other movie posters.
it's just there's Batman posters, there's Zelda posters,
Oh, Evil Dead, the remake.
or any of the old ones.
Was there a sex scene in the Evil Dead remake?
I can't recall. I saw
I
it
know
in
there's
theater.
no sex scene in Evil Dead 2.
No.
And is there implied sex in Evil Dead 1?
I don't even think so, because they just kind of show up and then shit goes down. I
Yeah.
don't think they even stay the full night before stuff starts
so
happening.
I mean, man, as like 80s horror movies, really missing out on the sex scenes
yeah,
there.
one of their major.
I know that I think the Evil Dead 2, they were really shooting for to not get an X rating or something like
Really?
that. That's why the blood is a bunch of different colors.
The green and stuff. Actually,
And they still got an X
we
rating.
did see some tree sex in Evil Dead 1.
That's true.
I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
that's true. Tree rape scene.
Yeah.
And that's in the new Evil
That is
Dead
in,
as
that
well.
is in the new one, yeah.
But it's not in Evil Dead 2 or Army of Darkness, right? There's no sex in Army of Darkness.
I can't recall. I don't think so.
I know that he kisses the girl.
Surprisingly, Army of Darkness is the one out of the trilogy I've seen the least, so I can't remember.
Surprisingly, it's
Well, that's usually everyone's favorite for some reason.
not the people that I
Not
know.
the hardcore horror fan. We're the Evil Dead 2 camp.
Okay,
Most people,
well,
but a lot of the more casual people say Army. Ricky's an Army of Darkness guy.
no, Ricky's favorite's Evil Dead 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Evil Dead 2 is Ricky's favorite. I'm almost positive on that one.
Okay.
All right. So,
Do you have your pick?
hey man, I'm just gonna. I really want to win this month to show that I'm the Sextember master. I'm going with B movie.
What was the other funny one I said?
Oh man,
B movie, and then there was one more.
A Bug's Life. I don't know.
No, it wasn't A Bug's Life. Fuck, I can't even remember.
Ants.
No, it had nothing to do with bugs. It was just B movie.
Space Jam.
Space Jam could have used a sex scene.
They really could have.
Fuck. B movie's such a good fucking pick. Oh, I'm going King Kong versus Godzilla.
It's not out yet. They
The
could
old
have...
one.
No. Oh, the old one. Okay, fine, cheater.
You're telling me King Kong and Godzilla getting it on wouldn't be one of the best cinematic moments of all time?
I am not going to disagree with you on that, even though I should defend my pick. But I don't think that the voters get far enough into these podcasts to even know our discussions.
Yes, true. They're just gonna look at the poll.
And they're gonna just see B movie and they're gonna be like, I've seen that, and they're gonna click on it.
They're like, I've seen that meme.
I've seen that movie where everything they say is the word B. Or no, every time they say the word B, it gets faster.
Yeah, something like that.
And like it totals out to like 7 minutes long.
Yes.
All right, guys, let us know what your favorite movie that could have used a sex scene is. Let us know if you're going to be playing the Mario 64 MMO. I kind of want to try it.
I mean, we need 22 other people to try it with us.
And I also need a computer that will not.
We also need a lot of computers
Yeah.
that will not crash doing this.
Let us know. Hey, let us know what Pennywise could say to you to get you down into the sewer.
Yeah. Make it as ridiculous as you want. We've babbled long enough. Follow us on Twitter. Subscribe on YouTube. Share this with a friend.
Add us on Facebook.
Add us on Facebook. Hit me up on my Path profile if you still have one of those. What's the one WWE like sponsored?
Oh God. Tout.
Hit me up on Tout. And this is Brody the Bruiser signing off. We'll see you next week.
Dynamite Jared signing off. Thanks for listening, guys.